This is your everyday workout. You're going to need a yoga block to start, not between the knees, a little bit higher up the legs. Now, your heels are in line with your sit bones, not with the flesh of the thighs. I'm in my nice long spine, my collarbones are open, and I'm going to open my arms wide to facilitate that nice opening. I'm going to inhale through my nose, exhale through my mouth, and draw the abs closed. I'm keeping that nice natural curvature of the spine as I inhale, and then I'm going to exhale, squeeze my abdominals and squeeze the inner thighs, activating those inner thighs. And again, nice big inhale, exhale, tighten the core muscles, feeling that slight curve through the tailbone without pushing down with the heels. So it's more that you're tightening the abdominal structure versus engaging the hamstrings and glutes. Again, we're going to kind of spread out those toes, exhale, squeeze. Now we're going to start to use our hamstrings and glutes as we roll our hips up off the floor, one vertebrae at a time, nice and long line, really lengthening the back of the leg and squeezing the inner thighs. As I exhale, roll back and down and all the way to neutral or that natural curvature of the spine. Still squeezing the inner thighs. Exhale, draw the ribs together, scoop the tailbone under, press down through the heels as you roll the hips up. Feeling that nice long line. Now, if you don't know where you're going, you can place your hands along your thighs, making sure no part of you is either popping up or sagging down. Now roll back and down. So you can keep your hands up or keep them out to the sides. And again, but either way, we're relaxing our collarbones and throat. Squeeze those inner thighs, rolling those hips up, one vertebrae at a time, and exhale, rolling down, working both the strength and the articulation of the hips and low back. Exhale, rolling up, squeezing those inner thighs, pressing down through the big toes, and rolling back and down, moving with your breath. Now, for our second exercise, we're going to come to laying on our sides. It's heels, hips, shoulders, head. Pull the ribs up off the floor, reaching nice and long through the body. Now, I'm going to do 4 of these. You can always do more or less, but we're trying to keep that as hip still as we rotate the knee to the ceiling for a little clamp for 2. Exhale, 3. One more time, and 4. Hold. I'm going to do a little pulse. 4, 3, 2, 1. And now we're going to go into internal rotation after we do this lovely little hold. And here we go. Internal rotation from the hip, dropping the knee down, lifting the heel up, squeezing the heel to glute. And again, rotate. And 2. And rotate. Still stabilizing the torso, keeping the jaw and mouth soft. 3. And rotate. One more time. And 4. And rotate. Now we're going to come back to that internal rotation position. I'm going to flex the foot, pulling the heel towards the bum, squeezing, and I'm going to push slightly back. Squeezing that hamstring. 2. Keeping my hips square by using my core muscles. 3. And one more time. And hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. And then gently return back to center. We're going to lift that knee up, place the foot on the floor, extend the bottom leg out straight, flexing the foot, and so that we're not isolating and like kind of twisting in the ankle. As we lift that leg up for 4. Exhaling. Keeping that nice connection. Now I'm going to hold it for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold and gently release that leg back and down. We're going to switch that leg forward and twist open, releasing that hip that we just worked. Breathing. Now again, I'm doing just 4 of each. Feel free to do more or less. We're going to switch to the other side. Again, it's heels, hips, shoulders, head, and draw the ribs in. So there's that nice, strong kind of core connection as you pull the ribs up, stacking the hips. And again, we're just going to start with that nice little clam. So we're working the hips without letting the hip roll back by using the abdominal muscles. Lifting it up for 4 and bring it down. And for 3, exhale. Pull the ribs tight. And again, exhale. And last one, you're going to lift and hold. And we get to that little fun pulse. For 4, squeeze. 3, 2, and 1. Hold it for 4, 3, 2, 1. And gently turn that knee into internal rotation, still keeping the hips still and not letting them roll by using the what? The abdominals. Here we go for 2. Squeeze. squeezing, trying to keep your face and chest relaxed, and 3, but the abdominals and hips really working. And squeeze and rotate. Now again, I'm going to flex the foot, drawing the heel towards the bum, and I'm going to push slightly back, activating the hamstrings and gluteal fold, which is pretty much what it sounds like. It's where your glutes and hamstrings curl together. Holding it for 4, 3, 2, 1, and gently release it back. Again, we're going to lift it up and we're going to place it on the floor, extending the bottom leg out nice and long, flexing that foot. Again, stacking the body, so you're going to add and lift from here, not from the ankle. And again, lifting it for 3, pull those ribs in, and we're going to hold again for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Squeeze and gently release, folding that top leg forward. Again, coming into that nice twist, taking a stretch. Nice, gorgeous rotation. So don't get rid of that yoga block. Again, we're going to do a little bit of inner thigh work on our next exercise. Gently roll back, and here we go. Placing that yoga block between my inner thighs. So I'm still working that inner thigh connection, and I'm going to tuck my toes under, making sure my hips and knees are pretty much in line, and I'm really using my lats, keeping my wrists under my shoulders. You can see I have my knees at a slightly acute angle. It helps me find that a bit more core connection as I push down into the floor, floating my knees up. Alrighty, take a nice little inhale to release that. We're going to do that one more time. Just a little squeeze, and we're just going to hold it again. Squeezing those abs, pull the tight, push down with your hands, and hold for 4, 3, 2, 1, and gently float it back down. You can do more or less of these. Just take this kind of at your own speed today. Try not to collapse in the neck though, or hyperextend the neck or in the shoulders as you come back to neutral. Alrighty, let's do some arm work. Draw the flesh out from underneath your sit bones, grounding down into the floor, pulling the abs tight, and drawing the shoulders open. Now, I'm using light weights, nothing over 3 pounds. These are only 2 pounds, and that's kind of what I want. And I want to focus on keeping my ribs closed as I exhale, reach out without creating kind of an internal rotation of the shoulder. So I'm kind of creating a turn under of the elbow as I reach those arms out. Exhale. I'm only going to do 6 of these, but again, feel free to do more or less wherever you're at today. Pull those abs nice and tight, and we're going to just make a little bit of a circle for 6 without lifting the shoulders. And 6, here we go. And 5, pull the abs tight. And 4, squeezing 3, 2, and reverse. Here we go for 6, 5, 4, 3, squeeze the abdominals, 2, 1. Now this is kind of the hardest one. Try to keep the shoulders down and lift from the elbows, not turning the wrists. And 2, so you'll feel the posterior or the back of the delts or the shoulders engaged. 3 and 4 and 5. Last time, and 6. Little hold. Beautiful long neck. Keeping that nice connection. We're going to make little tiny angel wings up and down for 6, 5, 4, 3. Again, keeping the core torso really strong, and then side to side like you're cleaning the world's tiniest table for 6. Gently bring it in and bend the elbows. Release those shoulders. Just roll them in opposition. That should feel real nice. Nice. For the last one, we're going to grab a foam roller. So you're going to come to laying on your back with the foam roller between your heels and your bum. Lift the hips up, sliding it underneath, keeping the legs nice and parallel, and extend one leg, reaching the other knee in towards your chest. And you should feel that nice stretch in the hamstrings as you pull the knee in, but mostly you're going to feel this in the quad and hip flexor, or the front of that leg that's extended long. Just rocking that leg side to side to release any tension in the low back or hips. Breathing slowly. Place the foot on the floor, and you're going to extend the other leg out. Now I'm flexing and pointing the foot to create that nice flossing or release all the way down through the fascial tissue as I get that hamstring and calf stretch. Flexing and pointing that foot. Breathing slowly. Pull that leg in. Nice big stretch. Gently make a figure 4, flexing that foot to protect the knee, and you're going to turn the leg out, hugging the knees in towards your chest. You should feel both a hip and a low back stretch. Breathing here. And again, you can kind of rock side to side or just give a gentle pull in. Just feeling that lovely elongation through the body. Breathing slowly. Gently release, and you're going to switch to the other side. Now, I'm extending out nice and long, again, opening up through that hip flexor and quad, and again, drawing the other knee in. And I can always create a nice parallel here, pulling both legs in opposition. Make sure the right leg or the leg that's extended isn't kind of wandering off, so that it stays nice in alignment. As I, again, give myself a little bit of a rock, releasing any tension I'm holding in those hips. Breathing slowly, hugging that knee in, feeling that gorgeous oppositional stretch. And again, you can always hold this stretch longer or a little shorter, but don't hold it too short or you won't get the benefits of a stretch. And again, we're going to bend our bottom leg in, and we're going to flex and point to the leg that's pulling in, feeling that attachment points, all of them, so that as you kind of let that other leg stay nice and parallel so it doesn't roll out to the side, you're going to feel that nice gorgeous lengthening in the left hamstring and calf as you flex and point. Feeling that gorgeous stretch, pulling back and in. And with each breath, feel a little bit more length happening. Spin that knee in, turn it again to a figure four, flex the foot to protect the knee, turning the leg out, and again, we're going to thread through, hugging that knee in towards the chest. And again, you can just hold this in stillness or just give it a little rock side to side. Whatever feels good to you, but you should feel a release in both the hip and the low back. Breathing slowly. And then gently release back and down. You're going to lift the hips up, slide the foam roller out from underneath so it's back in that start position. Hug the knees into your chest, and you can give yourself a little rock, releasing any last tension you're holding in the low back. I hope you enjoyed this workout, and hopefully I will see you again. You can always find more workouts on my website, helenawellness.com.